Okay, so one of the things that's negaya for everybody is actually something genius that parents in this group develop themselves. What happens is, as I've spoken about in the past, this whole situation is very difficult for the siblings. And some siblings automatically have this warm, mushy heart, and they give up, and they take it in stride, and they don't mind, and they're tolerant, and they don't feel embarrassed for their brother or their sister, even though they are embarrassed many times, and things are going very well. But then there's other kids that are perfectly normal, but they really, really, really struggle. I mean, they're really struggling with this whole issue. They're struggling with having the embarrassment of their brother or sister, or they're fighting, or their sibling rivalry, or normal fighting, which is also not good, but normally is okay. But over here in this situation, we cannot have it. We need just love. And what we realized is that the same way, the root of ahava, Rav Dessler says, is the shirish of the word ahava is hav. When you give somebody, you create ahava. It's the opposite of what people think. When you get, then you feel love towards them. But when you give somebody, you feel love towards them. So we had a situation, there was 12 kids in the family, and the kid was 20, and one of the younger brothers was, let's say, 17. They really did not get along. There's a lot of friction and fighting. You're a loser. What are you doing this? Like the 17-year-old would like try to show the guy, you're not the boss of this place. And good kid, but a lot of friction. What happened was, we got the 17-year-old to buy a gift for the 20-year-old. Somehow, either it was his birthday or some other reason, and he said, okay, I'll buy him a gift. And he wrote a nice card. You know, you have to say, okay, a gift, how about a card? No, I don't want to write a card. Yeah, let's write a few words. You got him to do it. What happened was, okay, what happened was that it created some ahava. And then the mother went with the kid and said, oh, it's his birthday, or we didn't wait that long. Let's give something back. He's like, okay. Or the mother said, oh, I know he really wanted this thing. How about you give it to him? He felt good because he got, so he gave something back. And then she went to the 17-year-old a week later and said, oh, how about I wanted to get him this and this thing. It wasn't even a big deal. He needed some suitcases. You know what? Come with me shopping. Let's give it together. They gave it together. Back and forth and back and forth. The arguing was gone. The tension was gone. They became best friends until today. It's years later, best friends, because we created love. We got to throw love on these things. Sometimes it's an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old. You say, come, let's bake cookies for Chaim. And she'll bake cookies. And then Chaim will get cookies from her and she'll say, you know what? Right, I love you. Chaim is going to, oh, thank you so much. Usually they accept it. Then you tell Chaim, oh, she needed for school a new knapsack. How about you give it to her? Okay. If we can learn how to do inter-sibling bombings, it helps a lot. And Lamaisa, you also get the credit for it. You'll do the big stuff, of course, but the little stuff, they know that you went shopping with the 8-year-old and you convinced them, they know that you coaxed them on, and everyone will be happier with each other. We have to have a lot of love. It's like Hashem put our families, some families, in major crisis, and he gave one medicine, love. What is love? Love is very, very hard. It's not love when it's easy. It's really love when it's so hard to believe in somebody and to shower them with love that they don't deserve. And when we do that, not only does it help, it takes away the friction. Everybody starts being happy. They start playing games Shabbos afternoon and they start having a good time. It heals everybody, and that's the greatest chinuch for your other kids. They're going to learn the secret of life, of how love creates influence, Abba creates influence, like every tzaddik. Every tzaddik that had a situation, they had to influence somebody, was love, interest. I'm interested in you, I accept you. All the stories that we have to teach, be mechanech our children, emistika Yiddishkeit, that we don't look down on another Yid, emistika life, that people struggle, and emistika medicine, how to save lives. And these kids are going to grow up. They're going to grow up in 10 years from now, they're going to be so deep, and they're going to know so much, and they're going to save so many lives. That's the plan. We have to take the sad, painful situation we have and make the best of it. It's not easy, but we can do it. Make sure they listen to the sibling trainings. Make sure you share with them the Divrei Torah. Make sure you bring them constantly to the tzaddikim, the chachamim, the das Torah that supports what we're doing constantly. At least in the beginning, even more often, at least once a month. Chizuk for them. Wow, you're doing so good. You bring them to a big tzaddik. It gives a knip. wow, I heard you're being mevater, you're giving up for your sibling. Hashem loves when you do that. It's a kiddush Hashem. Wow, here's a $5, whatever the das Torah, something. That's all they need. Just be with them, train them, and make sure they speak to your das Torah very often to get into it. I'll tell you a story. There's a family, Chassidish family, they got their kid a television. So we always make sure we have das Torah behind it. And we had over there one of the biggest das Torah, big tzaddik, and he was behind it. But the kids, they were one from one Chassidus, but the kids went to another Chassidish school. And they found out about it, and they said, we're going to throw your kids out. You can't have kids who have a TV in their home. We have a lot worse than a TV. TV is the least of our problems. But TV, I think they didn't get along anyway so well with the Mossad. They may have had a reason that they wanted to use this, but that's what they did. So the Das Torah went and said, I'm sorry, I told them to do it. It's fine. So they said, very nice, maybe for a few months. But ongoing, how are you supposed to have over here TV for 2 years, 3 years? It's not good for the kids. The younger kid, 12-year-old boy, it's not good for his chinuch. So he called me up. He says, what do we do? So I told him, Rebbe, this is what you should do. If you're asking me my advice, you, Klape, this 12-year-old, he thinks you're Moshe Rabbeinu. I'm not saying whether the Rebbe is Moshe Rabbeinu or not. I'm just saying to him, you're Moshe Rabbeinu. Call him in. Tell him, Shefila, you know, we're saving your sibling's life with the television. You already saw she's calmer, and you saw it's important, right? Yes. I need you to make sure that you're not going to go into her room. You're not going to watch. Okay? You're not going to watch? No. It's going to be hard sometimes? No, not going to. I never did it. I won't do it. Okay. So I'm going to write a letter to take a chrayas for you to the yeshiva. So make sure that you don't watch. Okay. And every Shabbos, every Erev Shabbos, for 10 minutes, I want you to come, and we're going to learn Parshas HaShaviyah. We're going to learn for 10 minutes Chumash Rashi, okay? I told him, you give him 10 minutes every Friday. You give him a knip. He says, everything good? You didn't watch, right? Next week, don't watch. I can guarantee you that's all he needs. He wasn't going to watch anyway. You can then give your word to the yeshiva, because that kid we give attention to, and he's a good, healthy, normal kid. He'll have the chizuk, and he's not going to watch. We Lamaisa have a lot of success. So many families think everybody's going to watch. We have hundreds of families that will tell you that they never went in. And then we have some that will say, yeah, they went in a little bit, but they didn't watch bad stuff. It's not a perfect world. The kid is in the hospital. Also, the siblings might watch the TV. We're really, in this sugya, we're doing much better than anybody thought. Even if we're losing a drop, we're gaining tremendous amount, saving lives, being mechanech the other children. We're also teaching the other children. They made a mistake, they'll tell you, no one's screaming at them. We're teaching them about life. Sometimes you'll end up in a situation that you'll fall. Hashem is waiting for you. I'm waiting for you as a tati and a mami. We're going to do tshiva, and next week's going to be a stronger week. We're going to use every situation that we have to be really mechanech the children. Not the fake chinuch that nothing exists and you're never going to fall and there's no such thing. The real chinuch that we're with you, we understand you, and that you're not bad if you make a mistake. We're going to be mechazik you, and that's what's going to work in Mitzvah Hashem.